Right, I'll come back to my guest now. Amid the ongoing global oil shock, according to reports, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has stated that talks with Iranian counterparts are yielding results. Remember, two Indian-flagged LPG tankers, Shivalik and Nanda Devi, carrying over 90,000 metric tons of LPG, crossed the Strait of Hormuz on Saturday en route to India. I want to go across to Major General Sudhakarji. Major General Sudhakarji, because you've been in the defense, I was reading that, during Trump's transition in December 2016, he was happily skipping all of his intelligence briefings, and he said himself, and I quote, that, well, I get it when I need it. I don't have to be told, I'm like a smart person. That's his exact line. And the fact that he thinks that he's better than his generals on military matters is rather appalling. And the reason I'm talking to you about this is, of course, there was a shortage of LPG. Our own hospitality industry was suffering a week or two ago. What do you have to say about all of that?
Excellent question you have raised, Vishali. Well, there are two elements to it. One is the individual character, personality, the flamboyance of Donald Trump, and the second one is disregarding the reality on the ground, particularly when it comes to the military operation. Incidentally, when you talk about the character and the personality of Donald Trump, even today also, these days, he doesn't take there is a regular briefing by people concerned, the stakeholders, Tulsi Gabbard and all those people, he doesn't listen to them. There is no regularity. So it is J.D. Vance who goes over breakfast and conducts the update and briefing. So this is the kind of a personality he continues to harbor and practice. So therefore, less said the better. Now, coming to the bigger issue, the bigger picture will miss the woods for the trees if we don't understand the bigger picture. All said and done, Donald Trump is not a dumb guy. He is a businessman. In certain areas, he does have something which actually gravitates the national interest to the center. So what is the bigger picture? This is for the first time in the history of the national strategic security strategy, which has come out after after 2 decades or so, where China has been avoided to be named as number one enemy. And instead, expressions and language used in the national security strategy, which came out in November last week, December first week last year, 2025, which says, or it conveys the meaning that you do what you wish to with regard to Taiwan. We couldn't care less, but you don't exercise your dominance or expand your dominance the way you are doing across Atlantic. You leave it to us, and we would like to exercise and implement, earlier called as Monroe Doctrine, now he is calling it Donroe Doctrine. This is a very important thing. A third thing that has happened is that Russia, which was getting into a deep embrace with China, has been told directly or indirectly that its status as G8 member will be restored status quo ante. That is, in 2014, it was removed, and so it was revoked. So Russia is going to be brought back. Number two, it will be brought back to the ecosystem of the leading economies. Number three, it will be reintegrated back with the geopolitical ecosystem prevailing in the world, the mainstream geopolitical ecosystem. This is a very important thing with the aim to pull back Russia from the deep embrace with China. Third and next point, which is most important, is that directly or indirectly, USA is playing a very important game. What is that important game? It knows that to sustain its geopolitical status as a global superpower, your dollar has to be a dominating international reserve currency. The dominance at the peak period, way back in 70s and 80s, was around close to 86%. It came down to 54% during pandemic. Experts say if it goes below 50%, then the international reserve currency has to look around for other options. Dollar no longer can enjoy that dominance. Now it has stabilized around 58% or so. What is happening is China has been buying a substantial quantum of oil from Venezuela, Venezuela has got a reserve of 18 to 20% in the world. Only 1% is being harnessed or being drilled. And out of that 1%, 86% is to go to China. But the hidden transaction used to be in non-dollar currency. So he's targeting the dollar. He's also targeting the vulnerability of China to contain it. Vulnerability of China as of today is energy. So Venezuela gone. Now Iran has come indirectly or directly. The prices are getting hiked. So whether it is triggered by USA and Israel or it is being triggered as a response matrix of retaliation by Iran, we leave it for people to understand. But the issue remains that oil, before the commencement of the conflict on 28th of February, was somewhere, Brent oil was around $62.222 per barrel, crude I'm talking of. Now it is touching $103.66 per barrel. And if it keeps going up, Donald Trump and USA, if you recall, I'm trying to bring in some important issues. The governor and the chairperson of the Federal Reserve of USA, they have gone public.
You know, Major General Sudhakarji, I hate to interrupt you because this has been such an interesting conversation between you, Ambassador Gupta, and myself today. Thank you so much for your time on Newsx. And viewers, of course, Newsx is getting you every minute detail as far as this war is concerned. That's a wrap from me on this bulletin. Thank you so much for watching.